What's up, Wolfpack? I'm back with another video today. It's been a while, but I'm finally back with the Cookbook series, and this is part 25 of the Alan Jackson Who Says You Can't Cook It All Cookbook series. We're doing lasagna today. Let's get it.
Jackson, and I'm another voice against violence. Every day in America, 14 people under the age of 20 are killed by a gun. In a recent survey, 39% of kids said they knew someone who'd been killed or injured by a gun, and 60% said they knew where to get a gun. We're losing an entire generation to violence. Violence doesn't solve a thing. Think about it.
Working all weekend, I'm tired and I don't wanna sleep and I wanna have fun. Time for a good time. Where I come from, it's cornbread and chicken. It's 5 o'clock somewhere. It's gone country. Look at them boots. Yeah, way down yonder on the Chattahoochee. Never knew how much that muddy water meant to me.
One down-home favorite welcomes another to town.
Well, way down yonder on the Chattahoochee, it gets hotter than a coochie-coochie.
Miller Lite presents Alan Jackson live in concert.
But I learned how to swim and I learned who I was. A lot about living in
Miller Lite and the Alan Jackson Tour, where great taste meets great music.
That's right.
When you see as much of the road as I do, man, it's as simple as black and white. So come on, folks, please think when you drink.
He's got pride in his heart and dirt on his hands. There's one place to find a hard-working man. Ford country, look at that truck.
Come on, let me show you where it's at. Come on, let me show you where it's at. Come on, let me show you where it's at. Oh, Miller Lite, I like it like that. Now I'll ask Sally and I'll ask Sue. We're gonna rock away all our blues. Come on.
Only Miller Lite can bring together great taste and great music. Clint Black and Alan Jackson, two great tours brought to you by one great beer. Miller Lite, it's everything you want a beer to be.
Oh, Miller Lite, I like it like that.
Well, if I had money, I'll tell you what I'd do. Go downtown, buy a Ford truck or two. I'm crazy about a Ford truck. Lord, I'm crazy about a Ford truck. I'm gonna buy me a Ford truck and cruise it up and down the road.
There's good music, and I think it's just a nice place and a time for us to do it up here.
always, sometimes I kind of forget how beautiful Kentucky is up here, man. This, all that farmland. It's a lot like Tennessee too, but I tell you, it's beautiful up here. I love this state. I played a lot of shows across here over the years, but anyway, like I said, I'm here to play y'all some, hopefully real country music tonight, is what I call it. Doing this a long time. Been touring professionally for over 30 years or so now. I played this arena, I think they said 10 times or something, and they gave me this special gift tonight, and they were supposed to take a picture and try to put it up on the screen. Did they get that where they could show it? Very cool. I just want to say thank y'all for up around here for being so nice to me over the years, especially all the y'all people that come out here every time to hear us play music. Thank y'all so much. We've had a great run, and so nice to see y'all here tonight again after 10 times. I can't wait to break out the barrel back here. I tell you, I have to say thank y'all. Seriously, I've had an amazing life. Just hard to believe. I just small town country boy from Georgia and moved up to Nashville. Not much sense about music business, and just all this is happening is just American dreams. Really, it's American dream. So blessed to have y'all thank for coming to all these shows and buying the records all these years. We really appreciate it so much. Hope y'all enjoy it. I'd like to do a song for you now that was my first hit as a recording artist, but it actually wasn't my first song to be released. I worked for years to get a record deal, finally did in Nashville. It was tough back then. We got the record deal, I recorded this album, we put out the first single, we were so excited, and it died a miserable death on the charts. I was bummed out, came home off the road, playing some club, and came home with my wife Denise, and she said she was pregnant, and we weren't neither one of us quite ready for that. It snuck up on us somehow. I don't know what happened. I guess there'd been a hole in it. But anyway, I was happy but scared because I thought, man, this song died, and I'm going to have to go back to work and get a job now, pay for this baby. But luckily, the record label said we put out this other song, and they did, and I hadn't worked since. First number one, been going pretty good since then. I'll do another song for you from those kind of starting out days when I was hanging around Music Road. What you got? It's a whole picture there of me. It's what? 30 years? Is that you? Somebody hand that up here. See that thing. This is me and this young lady down here 30 years ago. It's crazy. Looks like I signed it, right? 4 times, 5 times. Very cool. I'll sign it again for you. An old song when I was starting out, that's what we were talking about, and it really wasn't much over 30 years ago. But I was down on Music Road writing with this boy one day, and it was the first time we'd written together. He was asking me about music in my life and what I remember as when I was young. I told him we didn't have much kind of church music, so that was about it. But when I was 5 years old, my dad worked for the Pepsi plant there in Georgia, and they had this employee contest, and he won this old radio box, kind of a wooden radio set on the counter. That was the first music thing I remember at home, and that ended up being the opening line of this old song. And a few years later, I got to record it on my first album. It went on to be a big hit, and the Country Music Hall of Fame called me up and asked me about the radio. We went back down to Georgia and found it in my daddy's garage, dusted it off, brought it back to Tennessee, and they put it in the Country Music Hall of Fame. Daddy, that honky-tonk train. Yeah, I'm chasing that beat on the rain. You live in that honky-tonk train. So, tonight I got some of my family's here. One of my sisters, boys, he's my nephew, of course, and he's a grown man, not like a little nephew, he's like a big nephew. He's actually a pilot for a company, he's based out of Louisville over at UPS, he flies for them. He's a big country music fan. He's always supported me over the years. And, tonight is his birthday. So, yeah, I love it. I hadn't sang that thing in a long time. Woo! So what we doing here? So, I threw a side loop here a little bit. I'm going to do this song. It was on my latest album. I've been doing all this old stuff. I thought I'd do something from my latest record. And it's a song I didn't write, but when I heard these lyrics, I was really felt connected to them and loved the song. And so I'd like to do it for y'all.
wanna have fun, time for a good time. Where I come from, it's cornbread and chicken. It's 5 o'clock somewhere. It's gone country. Look at them boots. Yeah, went down yonder on the Chattahoochee. Never knew how much of muddy water meant to me.
One down-home favorite welcomes another to town.
Well, way down yonder on the Chattahoochee, it gets hotter than a hoochie coochie.
Miller Lite presents Alan Jackson live in concert.
But I learned how to swim and I learned who I was. A lot about living in
Miller Lite and the Alan Jackson Tour, where great taste meets great music.
That's right.
When you see as much of the road as I do, man, it's as simple as black and white. So come on, folks, please think when you drink.
He's got pride in his heart and dirt on his hands. There's one place to find a hard-working man. Ford country, look at that truck.
Come on, let me show you where it's at. Come on, let me show you where it's at. Come on, let me show you where it's at. Oh, Miller Lite, I like it like that. Now I'll ask Sally and I'll ask Sue. We're gonna rock away all our blues. Come on.
Only Miller Lite can bring together great taste and great music. Clint Black and Alan Jackson, two great tours brought to you by one great beer. Miller Lite, it's everything you want a beer to be.
Oh, Miller Lite, I like it like that.
Well, if I had money, I'll tell you what I'd do. Go downtown, buy a Ford truck or two. Crazy about a Ford truck. Lord, I'm crazy about a Ford truck. I'm gonna buy me a Ford truck and cruise it up and down the road.
There's a lot of great acts on there. It's good music, and I think it's just a nice place and a time for us to do it.
Don't rock the jukebox, wanna hear some Jones. My heart ain't ready for the Rolling Stones. I don't feel like rocking since my baby's gone. So don't rock the jukebox, play me a country song. Before you drop that quarter, keep one thing in mind. You got a heartbroken hillbilly standing here in line. I've been down and lonely ever since she left. Before you punch that number, I make one request. Don't rock the jukebox, wanna hear some Jones. My heart ain't ready for them Rolling Stones. I don't feel like rocking since my baby's gone. So don't rock the jukebox, play me a country song. Play a little country music back here. Good job. I ain't got nothing against rock and roll. When your heart's been broken, you need a song that's slow. There ain't nothing like a steel guitar, drown a memory. Before you spend your money, baby, play a song for me. And don't rock the jukebox, I wanna hear George Jones. 'Cause my heart ain't ready for the Rolling Stones. I don't feel like rocking since my baby's gone. So don't rock the jukebox, play me a country song. You don't rock the jukebox, play me a country song.
honor to present the Willie Nelson Lifetime Achievement Award to Alan Jackson.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. Appreciate y'all singing too. That was nice. Country music's been real good to me, and I fell in love with it when I was a young man. I really loved the instruments, the steel guitars and the fiddles and things like that gave it such a unique character to me and made it its own. And I loved the lyrics and the songs and the artists and the melodies and the harmonies, and it's just real American music to me. And one night watching television, and this movie came on about the life of Hank Williams, and it just really inspired me. And I came to Nashville with nothing. Gary's talking about 3 chords and the truth. Mine was more like 3 chords and a prayer. But hung in there. The prayer got answered a little bit. But anyway, so I've just been such a fan of his music, and I wanted to come to Nashville and try to carry it on, the kind that I loved. And thinking as my mama would say, I'm so blessed, and I have been so blessed, and I've had a great team around me my whole career that have helped me, and great songwriters, and just I've been so fortunate to have all that to help me get this far. And I can't thank everybody that's been in my life all these years, but I do have to say thanks to my wife Denise over there somewhere. We started out as teenagers, and she's hung in there and rode this roller coaster ride with me for 40-something years now. And I'm probably not always the easiest person to love, but she's hung in there and helped me through hard times, and we've shared great times, the good and the bad, the happy and the sad. We've survived a lot, and I just want to thank her because she's held me up all these years, and she's my best friend. And she gave me a wonderful family over there. So thanks again to the CMA and all the wonderful fans I've had all over the world. Appreciate y'all. And radio and all the parts of country music that have been so good to me all these years. I've definitely lived the American dream, and let me have that award, gal. And I'm still living that honky-tonk dream, y'all.
What's up, I'm back with another video, and today I just wanted to let you guys know that stay tuned for tomorrow, because that's the official day for part 1 of a brand new series, which has to do with this. I got this for $16, and if you ask me, and if you're a fan of Alan Jackson like I am, you guys will know it was worth every single penny. But stay tuned for part 1. That's going down tomorrow. That being said, be sure to like and subscribe, and I love you. Peace.
Hey, I'm Alan Alan Jackson joined AARP for a virtual performance this Veterans Day, November the 11th, to honor our brave men and women who've served this country. Click below. Thank you so much, and thank you, Eric. That was a very cool rendition of Old Neon Rainbow. Got a little new life to her there. It's wonderful. Thank you. This is my wife, Denise, up here with me tonight. She's my leaning post in more ways than one tonight. So yeah. But thank y'all so much. Thank the Academy for this high honor. It's I've always put songwriting at the top of my list when it comes to making music, and hearing that song tonight about made me tear up back there. It was such a soulful rendition, but it brought back a lot of memories. And Jim McBride and I wrote that song almost 40 years ago down on Music Row, and we were just getting to know each other as writers, and he asked me about growing up in Georgia and what I remembered, and I told him when I was about 5 years old, I think, my daddy worked for the Pepsi-Cola plant in Newton, Georgia, and they had an employee contest going on, and he won this radio and brought it home. It was one of them big old wooden ones like you set on the counter, and that was the first musical thing I remember growing up, and that ended up being the opening line of that song. And I realized a long time ago that life gives you a lot of ingredients for songwriting, and that's typically makes the best songs. And I've been fortunate to pull a lot of stuff out of my life and turn them into music over the years, and that's been my biggest pride as an artist, is to write a song and have people enjoy it and be touched by it or moved by it or help them through a hard time or enjoy a good time. And so I'm so proud of the songwriting part of this, and I just appreciate the opportunity to share all my music with all y'all for so many years. Thank you. And just one more thing, I'd just like to dedicate this to my daddy Gene and that old radio he won a long time ago. And I've definitely lived that honky-tonk dream, y'all, so God bless you. Thank you. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. Appreciate y'all singing too. That was nice. Country music's been real good to me, and I fell in love with it when I was a young man. I really loved it. The instruments, the steel guitars and the fiddles and things like that gave it such a unique character to me and made it its own. And I love the lyrics and the songs and the artists and the melodies and the harmonies. Just real American music to me. One night watching television, and this movie came on about the life of Hank Williams. It just really inspired me. Just a little late across the Alabama line, but I was came to Nashville with nothing. Gary's talking about 3 chords and I'm still living that honky-tonk dream, y'all.
Your cheating heart will make you weep. You're crying and trying to sleep, but sleep won't come the whole night through. Your cheating heart will tell on you when tears come down like falling rain. You'll toss around and call my name. You'll walk the floor the way I do. Your cheating heart will tell on you. Your cheating heart will tell on you.
Happy 100th birthday, Hank. I don't think I'd be here without you.
Adios, my friend. Anchor where that ocean is. We'll pick up where you left off, strumming on a sailor's song. We'll hold down this salty rock where it's always 5 o'clock. When the sun goes down, we raise our drinks. All the pirates and the parrots sing. Adios, my friend. There's booze in the blender, and soon it will render. That frozen concoction that helps me hang on. West End Oaks. Some people claim that there's a woman to blame, but I know it's my own damn fault. Yeah, Jimmy Buffett, 5 o'clock somewhere, buddy.
Oh, thank you.
Penny red,
Thank you so much.
white is 18 feet.
Appreciate y'all singing too. That was nice.
Second hand.
Country music's been real good to me, and
When he went there to get her.
I fell in love with it
Put on a shine.
when I was a young man.
Built
I really loved it. The instruments, the steel guitars and the fiddles
Ran
and
her for years.
things like that that gave it such a unique character to me and made it its own. And I love the lyrics and the songs and the artists and the melodies and the harmonies. Just real American music being one night watching television and this movie came on about the life of Hank Williams. It just really inspired me.
Just a little lake across the Alabama line, but I was
Came to Nashville with nothing.
when Daddy let me.
Gary's talking about 3 chords and I'm still living that honky tonk dream, y'all.
One good-hearted woman to forgive imperfections in a man that she loved. Just one chance to tell her how much he still loves her. He can't be sorry enough. Chasing that neon rainbow, I'm living that honky-tonk dream. 'Cause all I've ever wanted is to pick this guitar and sing. Just trying to be somebody, wanna be heard sing. Chasing that neon rainbow, living that honky-tonk dream. Yeah, I'm chasing that neon rainbow. Living that honky-tonk dream. Don't rock the jukebox. Wanna hear some Jones? My heart ain't ready for the Rolling Stones. I feel like rocking since my baby's gone. So don't rock the jukebox. Maybe a country song. Just an old plywood boat with 75 guns, an electric choke. A young boy, 2 hands on the wheel. I can't replace the way it made me feel, and I would turn her sharp. My lady white, he said.
You can't beat the way your boat rides. Just a little lake across the Alabama line, but I was king of the ocean when Daddy let me drive. Remember when you said when we turned gray, when the children grow up and move away, we won't be sad, we'll be glad for all the life we've had. We'll remember when pour me something tall and strong, make it a hurricane before I go insane. It's only 12:30, but I don't care. It's 5 o'clock somewhere. Oh, it's always 5 o'clock out here in Las Vegas, y'all. Work all week long, punching that clock and dust till dawn. Count the days of Friday night, that's when all the conditions are right for a good time. Yeah, I need a good time. I've been working all week, I'm tired, I'm gonna sleep. I wanna have fun, time for a good time. Yeah, way down yonder on the Chattahoochee, never knew how much that muddy water meant to me. Never learned how to swim, never learned who I was. A lot about living and a little about love. A lot about living and a little about love. Yeah. Greatest is love. Greatest is love. Where were you when the world stopped turning on that September day?
Early on, and Merle Haggard played with me on the road some. Of course, we just idolized Merle. Somebody hollered out one of his songs for him to do at sound check, and he couldn't even remember the song. And I thought, how in the world Merle Haggard not remember his own song he wrote? And now I can't remember mine. that's the way it goes. I've always just written things that I remember or feel about home or family or having a good time or whatever, you know. I just write what I like, and when you write songs that are real like that, people connect with it. I learned early on with Chattahoochee, when they wanted to release it as a single, I thought, well, that's stupid. Nobody heard of Chattahoochee, didn't live down in Georgia. And you think that's just a southern thing. But then after it was a huge hit, you know, it's everywhere. All these small town working people everywhere from Northern California to South Florida and everywhere in between, you know, everybody in the country had a Chattahoochee somewhere.
Yeah, went down yonder on the Chattahoochee.
When I kick it off at night, it's still fun to play because you love seeing the people's reaction to it. I like seeing the fans, you know, and seeing who's out there. And I have such a wide variety of fans from age and everything else, but I think some of the cooler things have been some young woman will walk up, maybe 30 years old, and she'll hand me a picture that I've signed 10 times where she's been to shows since she was 4 years old or something. You know, you realize that they've been coming their whole life to see me. You know, it's very special. I think fans know when they come to my show, they're going to hear the songs that have made me who I am, the ones they love mostly. And unfortunately, we have so many songs. I mean, I've had like 60-something singles. I can't remember them all, and we can't even fit a fraction of those into a show, so can't do them all. But I have really good musicians, you know, play good country music. It's hard to find that anymore, and it's authentic, and just try to stay true to that. I've been
toured for over 30 years, and then in my twilight years, and I got, all my daughters are grown, and got one grandchild and one on the way, and enjoy spending more time at home and don't want to be away. Had a wonderful career, and my fans always show up and have a good time, and I'm going to try to give them the best show I can for the last call for a good time.
Nashville's nice guy. Man with a warm-hearted baritone. Who could sing the phone book and it'd probably be a hit.
Every time I call my baby, trying to get a date. The mom said, no doubt, son, you gotta work late.
He's country's storyteller, Alan Jackson.
But there ain't no cure for the summertime blues.
We've singing songs about life and love and heartache and drinking and dancing and having a good time. All these little things that have always been in my mind when I think of country music. Basically just what makes up life, what you go through.
There's no flash to Jackson. He's a man and his guitar. But he had a blinding ascent to the pinnacle of country music. 60 million albums sold. His latest, Angels and Alcohol, comes 25 years after he first topped the charts back in 1990.
My voice has gotten deeper in my old age, but other than that, it's don't quite sound quite as up there like this I did on that first album.
At his home, outside Nashville, there aren't enough shelves to house the accolades that have poured in since then. He can count among his fans even those who once lived in the White House.
Oh man, I'm out of place there. Golly.
He's never forgotten the night he ended up next to President George W. Bush at a state dinner.
They brought out this bowl or something and had this liquid in it. President Bush leaned over and said, "Don't drink that. You're supposed to wash your hands in it." I said, "Okay, thank you."
Jackson is country through and through. He grew up in tiny Newton, Georgia, about 40 miles southwest of Atlanta. His music speaks to life's simple pleasures: farms, family, and fishing. Did you catch all these?
Caught everyone. Yep.
Did you really?
Yeah, caught about everything in ocean that I wanted to catch.
His attic is a place just for his toys, especially anything with a motor.
It was a 1958 Panhead, which was the year I was born.
Long before he was handy with a guitar, he proved he was handy with a wrench. A love of tinkering he got from his dad, Eugene, a Ford mechanic. That pretty much explains why his desk is a 66 half-ton pickup. How many cars do you think you've had?
I'd be ashamed to say several hundred.
Really? You think so?
I mean, even before I moved to Nashville, when I didn't even have a dime, I already had tons of vehicles. I'd buy them, sell them,
His songs are vehicles too, but not in a glory days kind of way. In their simplicity, there's a certain wisdom.
I still don't know where all that comes from. I just be driving down the road and all of a sudden this melody and some idea come to your head. Where were you when the world stopped turning? And that September day.
That's what happened with his haunting 9/11 anthem. Where were you?
I'm just a singer of simple songs. I'm not a real political man.
Just woke up and there was it was just a chorus, I'm just a singer of simple songs and the melody and everything, and I would have forgotten it probably by morning. So I got up in my underwear, went downstairs and taped that.
And how many days after 9/11 was this?
It may have been a month.
Did you burst out with pride for the red, white, and blue? The heroes who died just doing what they do.
A lot of people were writing songs about that day, and I didn't want to feel like you were trying to jump on the bandwagon and take advantage of something like that, and so I didn't really intentionally want to sit down and try to write anything. It's a hard subject to write about.
Did you lay down at night and think that tomorrow you'll find by your big gun?
pretty much word for word. It came to me that night.
As well as it did, you were sort of uncomfortable with the attention that the song brought to you.
Well, I've had so many people tell me, I was feeling that same way, or I did that same thing. People started looking at me different, put me up on this pedestal like I was some kind of saint or something, and I was like, man, I'm just a singer of simple songs, and that's the truth.
Mary, when the world stopped turning.
Truth is, fame fits him like a bad pair of boots. Being the center of attention is the last place Jackson wants to be. If you had just ended up being a songwriter, writing for other people to go on and become rich and famous, would you have still been happy?
I really believe I would have, because I still self-conscious about going on stage. Much as I love singing and I love sharing the songs with people, especially for something I wrote, but I feel a little uncomfortable in front of people.
And 25 years of doing it hasn't made it any easier. It was about an hour before he was due on stage in Nashville when the nerves started hitting on his tour bus.
I'm pretty laid back, as far as that goes. I don't do any crazy stretches or do anything weird. Might have a shot of Jack Daniels or something.
His wife Denise helps calm him down.
Two young people without a thing, say some vows, spread their wings.
High school sweethearts, they were married at 18 and moved from Georgia to Nashville into a tiny basement apartment.
We brought our first baby, Maddie, home to that basement apartment. And
we're still living there when I had my first #1 record. We stayed there until we were sure I was going to make a living.
But the miles away from home took their toll. In 1997, he and Denise separated after he admitted to having an affair. But they soon reconciled. Denise even wrote a book about it all. It went on to be a bestseller.
I was gone a lot and, vulnerable and just made some bad choices. And I think it was, I was worried about people knowing about that. But then again, it was, I'm a person, just real, I'm a human being just like anybody and make mistakes. And I think it was even better to see that we survived that and have turned it around.
Besides their 3 children, perhaps nothing symbolizes their romance better than the car where they had their first date, a 55 T-Bird. Jackson had to sell it for a down payment on their first home. But years later, Denise tracked it down and gave it to Alan as a Christmas present.
as the garage door comes up, he sees that it's a 55 Thunderbird. And he said, "Oh, you bought me a car like mine." And I said, "No, Alan, that is your car."
The car. Still a little bit chill.
And okay, the man broke down and cried.
Do I need the confirmation for making old new again? Is everywhere. Whether it's his cars, his relationship, or his music. At 56, the white-hatted man from Georgia can look in his rearview mirror with pride, remembering what matters most in life, while still focusing on the road ahead, which, for Alan Jackson, seems to have no end in sight.
Yes, I know. I'm not wearing that hat that I was wearing in the beginning of this video because I am overheating right now. But I figured I would grab at least half a slice of this. Although that I am very full right now. But yeah. I'll eat at least a little bit of this. Considering at the end of all these specific videos, when I make these recipes, I always try to eat at least a little bit of this. So, cheers. I'm actually surprised that I was able to get that whole slice down. But, as always, there's another video. Hope you all enjoyed. Be sure to like and subscribe, and I'll love you all. Peace. I will say, I will not be surprised one bit if I wake up in the middle of the night and puke.